Hey everybody, it's Jack and welcome back to yet again another CEO interview. I've got a really exciting one for you all today. It's going to be another mining company. However, this one's going to be a gold miner that has over 12 projects currently undergoing across the entire Americas, both north and south. So the company is very diverse in its operations, and as you'll see, the CEO will talk about the different kind of projects they have undergoing. They're not only in gold mining, which is nice to see. This is a company that's hovering around a market cap of $300 million Canadian, so it's kind of a smaller to medium-sized kind of mining company here in Canada. The company's name is GoldMining Inc. And let's jump right into the CEO interview. GoldMining Inc. trades on the Toronto Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol GOLD, GOLD, and currently trades around $2 per share Canadian. And again, like I mentioned, it has a market cap just south of $300 million. And if you're in the United States, you can find GoldMining Inc. under the ticker symbol GLDG on the New York Stock Exchange, and it currently trades around $1.50 American. Alrighty, welcome ladies and gentlemen. I am super excited and pleased to be joined with the CEO of GoldMining Inc., Mr. Alastair Still. So thank you for joining.
My pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me on today.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. So I thought before we dive into the questions I have for you today, maybe you could just give the audience and everyone watching a quick background of yourself, some of your past experiences, and then also quickly touch and highlight the kind of overview of the actual company, GoldMining Inc., and what exactly it is you guys do. I know the name gives it away a little bit, but maybe you can give some more insights.
Sure, absolutely. So I started my career and trained as a geologist, and then went to work in the gold mining camps of Northern Ontario in Timmins and Kirkland Lake, and ended up spending about 25 years working for major producing companies such as Newmont and Gold Corp, Placer Dome, Kinross. Worked for several of those companies, and then spent time in operations, time in project development, spent time in South America building projects in Argentina, a lot of time in the corporate side of things with M&A. So it gives me a well-rounded background in sort of all aspects of the mining space, right from exploration through production, development, and M&A. And that leads me into my role at GoldMining Inc., which, as you say, the name says it all. We're very much a gold-focused company, gold and copper assets. We have a diverse portfolio of assets in the Americas, which we're looking to unlock value on. We've assembled a very large portfolio in good, solid mining jurisdictions, and it's now about crystallizing value and delivering value for our shareholders on those resources.
Awesome. No, that was a great background and kind of sets the table for the rest of the interview. So thanks for that. So
Problem.
my first question, before we dive into specifics of the actual company, gold mining itself, can you just talk about how the actual mining industry, as well as gold mining specifically, has fared over the past 2 years with everything going on in the world? I know it's been a bit crazy. And can you kind of just give your outlook on the gold mining industry going forward?
Well, certainly it's been a challenging couple of years for everyone, not just those in the mining industry. But I would say that I think overall the mining industry and gold mining in particular has fared relatively well. And I think really that's a testament to the very strong operating companies that develop and mine assets these days, and the very rigorous health and safety protocols they have that have kept their mines operating, their people safe, and trying to have as minimal disruption as possible. And in many jurisdictions, actually, the mining and development has been declared an essential service, so there has been less disruption to the industry as well.
Awesome. So thanks so much for that. Can you maybe just touch, I know you mentioned it, you guys have a very diverse portfolio. Can you touch on a couple of the projects that you're most excited about today, and what specifically you look for in a project?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think overall we have a very large portfolio. We're over 16 million gold equivalent ounces measured and indicated, and a further 16 million ounces inferred gold equivalent ounces. We're very much focused in the Americas. All our resources are in the Americas, in Canada, the US, Brazil, Colombia, and Peru. But within that portfolio, there are certainly some key projects. One of those projects we just released a preliminary economic assessment on. It's our La Mina project in Colombia. That PEA demonstrated very strong economics on the project, and in fact, we're so encouraged by that PEA study. We're planning to move forward with a drill program to try and expand the resource and enhance those economics. We also have a very strong project in Brazil, in our San Jorge project. Very high-grade, open pitable resource that we're also beginning preliminary economic assessments on. And then a third project I would touch on, and I'll only touch on 3, even though there's 11 projects in our portfolio with resources, is our mega scale Whistler project in Alaska. It's a very large resource. It's just short of 10 million gold equivalent ounces. It's gold and copper resource. And I think it's important to point out that having copper in a deposit these days, and with the current price of copper, really enhances the economics there. And Whistler is a project that we haven't advanced as quickly as the others yet, but we're developing a plan, and it by itself could be a great standalone company. It's the size that would make a company, a great jurisdiction, very large resource, and lots of opportunity to enhance and unlock value on that project.
Yeah, for sure. One of the things I liked most about you guys is the diversification, both geo-based and into the copper, as you mentioned, which is awesome.
Right, and that certainly was an attraction to me, having left major mining and producing companies, coming to a company like Gold Mining with a very diverse portfolio. It gives us great optionality. It's a good resource of gold, but having that copper as an element is critical as well. And many people don't know, even within our portfolio, we also have a uranium asset. Our Rhea project, we have a very large land package in the Athabasca Basin, part of the world where has some very high grade uranium, and in fact the producing grades there are some 100 times higher than the average global grade. So we have, I think it's 125,000 hectare package there.
Wow.
Not a core project for gold mining, but certainly it could be a project that could also be unlocked and put into the scale or scope of a junior company focusing on that. And we see plenty of other companies in that district with much smaller and less prospective land packages trading for 50 and $100 million market cap. So that's just one more option within our portfolio as well.
Yeah, for sure. The expansion is great. Can you take it one step further and actually talk about, I know you guys are partnership and part ownership in Gold Royalty Corp. Can you talk about the benefits you see in them and that partnership?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, that was an excellent example of how we can deliver value from within our portfolio. And the origin of that was that we took a concept and created Gold Royalty Corp. We took the portfolio of assets within gold mining, wrote small royalties on those, put those into the new vehicle, Gold Royalty, launched it on the New York Stock Exchange with an IPO. It was hugely successful. It was upsized twice. It raised $90 million. We brought in an outstanding management team to run the company: David Garofalo, former CEO of Gold Corp, and John Griffith, decades-long experienced a banker in the mining space. So very strong management team. I also support that company as the director of technical services. So it was great assets, and the market validated those assets from gold mining by allowing them to raise $90 million. Good management team, and it was off to the races. And the benefit for gold mining is that we are the largest shareholder in that company.
Yeah.
We still own 20 million shares as a value of close to $100 million at today's trading values. That's a great asset to have on our balance sheet now.
Yeah, it seems like it's been a great partnership and stake in them so far. So I'm definitely excited to see how that continues going forward.
Right, and the other benefit of having those shares too is it's allowed us to have a balance sheet which is really second to none amongst companies our size. Many companies our size have one asset, a small resource. We've got a very large resource base, which we talked about, strong balance sheet, over $100 million cash, and the highly liquid gold royalty shares. We're very long in that position. We have no intention to sell it. And actually, we're very thrilled now to receiving dividend income at the end of this quarter. Gold Royalty announced their inaugural dividend, and that will be cash flow into our company of about close to $1 million Canadian per year in dividend income. So an extra bonus that we have.
Yeah, that's a great thing to point out. So I guess kind of pivoting to the growth strategy for gold mining moving forward, is it going to be to focus primarily on acquiring new sources and projects in gold mining? Or as you mentioned, you're already into copper and uranium. Is that kind of expanding into more metals, the growth strategy? What's the overall focus for gold mining moving forward?
The focus will always remain in gold. And many of our assets, even though we do have copper, the copper occurs as a co-product or a byproduct with gold. And certainly actually enhances the economics, but won't necessarily be our focus. It will remain in gold. And certainly at copper at these prices, that's a great kicker to have on our projects. We have some 2.7 billion pounds of copper in our inventory of mineral resources. So that's a great bonus. We will always be looking at opportunities to acquire assets, but of course we need to look for value and where we can surface value and quality. With such a large portfolio right now, it's really about trying to surface that value and unlock that value. And maybe one of the best illustrations of how I think we're undervalued right now is many companies will express their enterprise value per resource ounce basis. And if you look at our enterprise value, which is simply our market cap less the cash on hand and less the liquid or less the position we have in gold royalty shares, divided by the total resource ounces, we're trading at something less than $5 per gold equivalent resource ounce, which is really unheard of. Many of our peers will trade at, we can pick a range, different companies, $20, $30, $40, $50 per resource ounce. So highly undervalued, a great opportunity to upsize and create value for our shareholders by really daylighting this portfolio. It's been sitting and we've been in the growth mode. Now we're really in harvest mode, unlocking that value, showing people really the quality of those assets and trying to get closer to those representative enterprise values per ounce that many of our peers are achieving right now.
Yeah, I think you said it best. Just trying to find areas where you can unlock value is kind of the main priority, and just finding that value and unlocking it for shareholders is.
Yeah, and certainly we're selective. We only want to have good partners, and we will of course, other partners are looking to us right now to advance our assets. We can't advance all of them right now, so the right company under the right conditions, if they come to us in a partnership opportunity, we of course will consider that. We talked about the great success of a spin out of that we created value with Gold Royalty. We could do that with an asset as well. But I think you'll see us staying focused in the Americas, focused on stable jurisdictions where we have comfort, and of course, focusing on quality assets. And that's always key.
Yeah, those seem all like key pillars to successful companies. So thanks for that. So my next question is really kind of, can you let the viewers know where you see the most promising catalysts for gold mining moving forward as a business?
Well, certainly, I think we've started down the path of transitioning from really being a company that acquired assets and held them to a company that's got a solid acquisition history, things purchased at good value, but now showing there's even higher value there. Foundational to that was during the past year, we created new mineral resource estimates on our key projects. In fact, new mineral resource estimates on some 75% of the ounces in our portfolio. So that was a fresh update, high quality, and having come from working for major mining producing companies, a solid resource base was key. We've advanced on that front. We've now begun the next phase of Catalyst, which is showing that this value is real. That started with our PEA we announced on La Mina in January. We're moving forward with a PEA on our San Jorge project in Brazil. So that's a way to crystallize value and show it's there. I think you'll see also another catalyst, first for our company, as we begin a drill program to try and expand and grow resources at La Mina. We'll have news on that coming up in the first half of this year. And then I think the next important catalyst, of course, is how can we replicate the tremendous success of the spin out that we did with Gold Royalty. Whether that's for example, taking an asset like Whistler, which could be a standalone entity, or taking a uranium asset that's underappreciated in our portfolio. Daylighting and unlocking that value can turn into real good wins for our shareholders.
Yeah, those are all exciting catalysts, and I'm really excited to see how they turn out in the long run. So my final question for you, to really just open up the floor, is do you have any final thoughts or things you want the viewers at home to take away when it comes to GoldMining Inc?
Well, I think we've highlighted a number of the key attributes, and I think a few things when people thinking about a junior mining company really sets us apart from anything else people may be considering. The first off is our balance sheet. We have over $100 million on the balance sheet. We have cash flowing coming in from dividends on a very sizable position in Gold Royalty Corp. We have a highly experienced management team, not only in the business side of things and creating new entities, but also in the operations, exploration, and development side of things. So a strong technical team. And of course, we have a second to none portfolio of assets throughout the Americas. Extreme exposure to gold, it's a good exposure to copper, and the bonus kicker is an exposure to uranium. So factor all those things together, I think really makes gold mining stand out amongst any of our peers and really make for a compelling value story and growth opportunity for investors.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Well, thank you so much. I think that's a great spot to leave it off. I just want to say thanks again for taking the time out of your busy schedule. I'm sure the viewers at home found this very informative. So thanks again.
Pleasure to be here. Look forward to speaking again in the future.
So there you have it. That is my CEO interview where I sat down and chat with the CEO of GoldMining Inc, Mr. Alastair Still. Hopefully you guys found that one informative, and let me know down below in the comments whether or not you're picking up any gold mining stocks or you own any gold mining stocks currently, and what's your outlook on the gold market going forward. Do you think with these higher inflation rates and interest rates that we're seeing in today's market that gold is a good hedge against inflation, and do you think the gold market will rise? Let us know all down below in the comments. But again, I hope you guys found this video informative. If you did, please smash that like button and make sure to subscribe to the channel. A lot more content coming your way. I'll see ya in the next one.